Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Under Review Podcast, episode 90. Cupcake week is done. Now it's time to get into the real deal. But we're going to get over some of these games. An emotional story coming out of Auburn as well. Got the video to show you. There wasn't really close games. A little HCS problem that we'll talk over. But all that and more when we go under review.
Welcome to the Under Review Podcast, where Saturdays mean everything, rivalries run deep, and the SEC reigns supreme. Hosted by Todd and Marty, two die-hard fans breaking down every snap, storyline, and showdown across the Southeastern Conference. From the swamp to the plains, between the hedges to the bayou, no team is safe when it's under review. Now back to the action with Todd and Marty.
So just be me tonight. Like I said, Marty got some stuff he's doing by himself, but just gonna be me. We're gonna start it out with this video from Auburn University first. Don't know what just happened. That was Brian Betty, Auburn former running back. He got shot when he went home one summer. Him and his brother. His brother did die, but he hasn't played in 2 or 3 years. 2 years, I want to say it is. It's hard for him, but for him to be there and just walk on the field says a lot. And I love watching him run, but it's something that if you ain't tearing your eye or something like that, there's probably something wrong with you, to be honest with you. But let's go ahead and see what we got. It will let me. All right. All right, like as always, every Saturday we go over the top 25 AP poll. Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, Texas A&M 3, Georgia 4, Oregon 5, no change. Again with Ole Miss 6, Texas Tech 7, Oklahoma 8, Notre Dame 9, Alabama 10. Don't see no change yet. All right, here we go. 11 BYU, 12 Vanderbilt, 13 Miami, 14 Utah, 15 Michigan, 16 Texas, 17 Virginia, 18 Tennessee, 19 USC, 20 the first group of 5 school in James Madison, 21 North Texas, 22 Tulane, 23 Georgia Tech after their big loss to number 24 Pitt now, and then 25 SMU sneaking up in there. So ACC takes on the last 3 spots inside the AP top 25. So what I want to go over here is, if we're looking at it, if they went by the AP poll. Notre Dame's in. So where you're cutting off that would be your group of 5 and your ACC championship. So you're probably getting 10, and then your group of 5 school. Let's just go highest ranking. You'll throw Miami in there at 11, and then JMU in there at 12. Okay. And that being as of now, it will change next week, or 2 weeks after the conference championship, because 1 and 2 play in the championship game, maybe 3 and 4 or 3 and 10. That will be decided next week after rivalry week is over with. But Oregon, they're not playing in 1. Ole Miss, they're not playing in 1. Oklahoma, they're not playing in 1. And then Notre Dame, they do not have 1. So, but you're probably going to see another rematch inside the Big 12 between number 7 Texas Tech and number 11 BYU for a winner-takes-all spot there. So we'll see more Tuesday night when the actual college football ranking show comes out. Again, we don't go by that ranking. We only go by AP because AP is there all year. But now we're going to throw it around the state. And for a lot of these teams, it was their last week playing. So let's see how they did. as we throw it around the state, Southern Utah beat North Alabama in a second overtime thriller. Alabama State, or Southern Utah 36, North Alabama 34. Alabama State handles Arkansas Pine Bluff 44-13 for their fifth straight win. Texas Southern takes down Alabama A&M 24-7. USF 41 over UAB 18. Jack State lost a close one 27-21. South Alabama takes down Southern Miss 42-35, which was pretty much an upset if you ask anybody. And then Troy takes down Georgia State 31-19. So I'm gonna go up. I'll watch most of these games. There wasn't nothing else better to do. Southern Utah, North Alabama. 2 overtime game. It was a very close game. Southern Utah was just enough. Got past them. The committee of the HCS saw that and did not give Southern Utah into their FCS playoffs. So Southern Utah, after a great year, falls short of the FCS playoffs. Then we'll go to Alabama State. I'll watch them as well. 9-2 on the season, great year, and still don't understand how this happened as well. They are also not inside the FCS playoffs at 9-2. Alabama A&M, terrible year for them. UAB, after the stabbing of 2 players earlier in the day at the facility, they elect to play for the seniors. Come up short, big time short. Jacksonville State could not hold on the ball inside the fourth quarter. They lose a devastating game to FIU. FIU gets now bowl eligible. Jacksonville State still fighting for that spot inside the Conference USA Championship. Western Kentucky, winner takes all game next week for them. All they had to do was win this week and they were in. But so now they got one more week. South Alabama takes down a pretty good team in Southern Miss, which opens the door up for Troy now inside the Sun Belt Conference. Next week, Troy plays Southern Miss. Thanks to South Alabama, Troy now has a chance to get inside the Sun Belt Conference with a win next week over Southern Miss. So something else we can keep an eye on there. And let's check out most of the final rankings for this team. Samford, their season's done, 1-11. Alabama State, their season's done, 9-2. West Alabama, I told you they were done, 5-4. North Alabama, they're done, 2-10. And then Alabama A&M, 4-8. And then on the FBS side, Troy, 7-4. South Alabama, 4-7. Can still finish 5-7 with a good win next week. Jacksonville State, 7-4. And then UAB, 3-8. So, rivalry week is going to be a big week next week for the bigger conferences, and then for the smaller conferences, try to make it into your conference championship game. But we're going to step aside, take a word from Tactical Home and Pest.
Hey, babe, we got ants.
Okay, kill them.
No, really, there's a lot of freaking ants.
Well, what do you want me to do? I ain't no expert.
Well, fine then. I'll call Tactical Home and Pest.
Go ahead and call Benjamin.
Hey there, this is Ben with Tactical Home and Pest, proud sponsor of Todd and Marty and their Under Review podcast. And can I just say that if the bugs I deal with had referees, I'd be called for targeting. Tactical Home and Pest, 256-592-2842, or visit me at tacticalhomeandpest.com.
Again, thank you to Tactical Home and Pest for all your pest control needs. Call Benjamin Domingos. Alright, so inside the SEC, bye weeks for the Egg Bowl for next week. Go to Mississippi State and Ole Miss as they rest up. Lane Kiffin was spotted seeing inside Baton Rouge this week. Take that as you will. For the first cupcake game, ranked Texas A&M takes down Sanford 48-0. What else do you need to know? Sanford won one game all season. We all knew this was happening. Okay, carry on. Fourth-ranked Georgia handles Charlotte 35-3. Again, another one of these teams. I'm not going to go a lot of numbers through here. These teams, once we get into some of the close games, or maybe the Auburn-Alabama games, I'll go over some numbers. But congratulations, Georgia. Take your cupcake. Get ready for Georgia Tech. All right, let's start with this. 10th-ranked Alabama, 56. Eastern Illinois, 0. round of applause because Alabama, granted, this was a 3-9 team, found a run game. And I give them applause to that. But they found a run game as a whole. 269 total yards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 people ran the ball. That's more completion. That's more than the completions of Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson, 2 interceptions against a 3-8 FCS team. That's got to be kind of what's the word here? Embarrassing, I will say. So, if that's your starting quarterback that you want to throw into the Iron Bowl, I hope he plays just like that. Because if he does, Auburn's going to have a pretty good day. I feel. And I don't have anybody here to stop me what I say, so it sucks for y'all. Jalen Mbakwe got a reception. I mean, 270 as a whole in the air, 269 on the ground. I'm just glad Alabama finally found their run game. 20 passing yards for the quarterback on the Eastern Illinois side, so that's pretty cool. And then Auburn. Looked rough pretty much of the whole game, or for the first quarter. I think it's 14-14 going into the, end of the first quarter, 14-14. Deuce Knight was 15 for 20, 239, 2 touchdowns. On the ground, he was 9 carries, 162 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Broke off a 75-yard run the first play of the game. I mean, as an Auburn team, not a fan, do you start Deuce Knight against Alabama? Throw it up a little bit. Or do you stick with Ashton Daniels, who, he still plays, he still preserves his red shirt? Or do you go with Deuce Knight, who's only played one game against an FCS school who didn't make the playoffs? Mercer's is a really good team inside the FCS. I think they got a top 8 draw. If you know anything about that, then you know about. But I don't know it. I would stick with Daniels. It just depends on how practice goes throughout the week for them. South Carolina handles Coastal Carolina 51-7. And then this game. If we was still giving out nightmare game of the week, this would have been it. LSU 13, Western Kentucky 10. Now, 3-point win over Western Kentucky at home for senior night is pretty embarrassing, I will say. But Western Kentucky did not play bad. They just could not find an offense. They felt like Auburn, watching Auburn all year. They couldn't find an offense. They got the 10 points, scoop and score right there near the end of the game. About a minute or so left. But LSU does win and moves on. So, step aside, take a word from Chuck Heating and Air, and we're about done, guys. Hold on.
This episode of the Under Review podcast is brought to you by Chuck's Heating and Air. Chuck has over 40 years of service and experience with residential services. He services most makes and models. He is Alabama licensed, bonded, and insured, and locally owned and operated. Are you hot and you're supposed to be cool? Are you cool and you're supposed to be hot? Then you've got a problem. Call Chuck. Area code 256-892-2757. Again, 256-892-2757. Chuck's Heating and Air.
Yeah, thank you to Chuck's Heating and Air. Let's get into these last little bit of games here. I don't know about this game. Oklahoma 17, Missouri 6. Both really did play, so I don't know what was going on with the Oklahoma offense here. Let me check some stats here. I mean, Oklahoma stays alive one more week. Don't know who they have next. They have LSU next. So, hopefully good for them. Burpee Beulah went 231 on passing yards, 2 interceptions, so no touchdowns, and then Montier had 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's pretty much all she wrote. Santega, 109 yards. Kevin Coleman had 111 yards. Ahmad Hardy only 57 yards. That's kind of embarrassing. See if I can get to the turnover ratio. I'm figuring it's just those two. Yeah. 2+ for Oklahoma wins the game. Both are interceptions by Bo Burbula, who played the whole game. Matt Zollers did not play a lick. So I don't know if it was better or worse for them. Let's see if I can check that line. See what that was. I think I can. Yeah. It's 4.5 going in the game for Oklahoma. So they do cover that. I figured it'd be a little bit closer. One that was over by halftime. Tennessee takes down Florida 31-11 inside the Swamp. That a line that sent at 3.5 for Tennessee, which I think that was probably the easiest one you could have went with all week. Joey Aguilar 204 passing yards, 1 touchdown. DJ Lagway 1 touchdown, 116. Deshaun Bishop had more rushing, or the same amount of rushing yards as DJ Lagway had throwing the ball, 116. Again, this Tennessee team is something that we kind of predicted. They play at home next week inside Neyland versus a very, quote-unquote, good Vanderbilt team. So we'll see how that plays out. Just don't see... I think that it would have been a good game if it was one of the games of the week. Spoiler, it's not. It did get bumped. But I don't see... I'll keep all that for next week. It's going to be a good one. Okay, this one was closer than it should have been. And all the reasons. Texas 52, over Arkansas 37. That's where the 7 came from. Oh, Taylor Green played a little bit. KJ Jackson came in 16 for 29, 206, 1 touchdown. Mike Washington 105 rushing yards. Flop it over. Arch Manning 389 passing, 4 touchdowns. Also caught a touchdown pass by Parker Livingston. Quintarius Wisner 67 yards. This was a 10.5 for Texas, so pretty easy take there. I don't know how I really want to feel about Texas. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they somewhere in between? I couldn't tell you right now. Now heading over to the Big Ten as our interstate game of the week brought us 15 USC and number 7 Oregon. Oregon takes them down 42-27. And what was a 12.5 point spread for the Oregon Ducks. They covered it pretty well. Dante Moore, 2 touchdowns, 257 and 1 interception. Jordan Mailava, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 306 passing. Yeah, I didn't really watch much of the Big 12. I couldn't tell you about this game. I was hung up most of the day. And then if I wasn't, I was watching HCS football. The HCS football, if you don't watch it, is probably some of the most entertaining football you can get. business. They move up to 12 in the 13. Can they stay there? Do they have a playoff shot? Again, we'll go over that more on Tuesday. If you're live on Facebook, and if not, you'll hear it Thursday from YouTube and Spotify. But we'll go over Vanderbilt's chance to making a college playoff push. And there's only one team in their way. Again, that's all we have for you this week. It's just me, Todd. I want to thank God for bringing us here one more week. Thank you to the Wise for letting us do what we love to do. I want to thank you to the Dadpod, Hunter Brassfield, Nicholas Adams. I want to thank you to Hayden Coker, HCS Media, Hayden Coker Live every Thursday, 7 p.m. from the Buffalo Wild Wings, Pest City. Don't know how long that's going to last, so I need to get with him before I keep saying it and he stops doing that. Thank you to the creative team, Jud Dickinson, Brandon Trammell, Cody Mealer, and Marty Gaston, because he ain't here. But with all that being said, we'll see you next time when we go and review. Thank you.